Welcome to the sharp side. Now, here's your host, Profit Props.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props, and today we're going to talk about yesterday, the recap of yesterday, and then all the plays and all the games I like today. I'm going to go through every game but one. The one game being Oklahoma City and Phoenix. With Shea out, that team's just so different. So I'm just going to avoid that one altogether. Pardon me, but with that being said, yesterday we went 2-2, missed our first two plays, so a little worrisome starting 0-2, and then we come back, finish the night 2-2 with the Giddy under and the Luka assists under. So pretty good night. Not a pretty good night. It's a good bad night when you go 2-2. When you split, you lose less than a unit. That's a good bad day to have. But we're looking for profit here today. Got 8 plays for you, and one I'm on the fence about, and we'll cover that one last. It is the late game. I got an announcement for you. You see me in the Denver hat, rocking the orange. Next week, sometime, maybe the week after, I'll be in Blackhawk for March Madness. I'm going to come out for a few days. I was weighing the options if I wanted to go to Vegas or Blackhawk or Atlantic City, but Blackhawk won as it usually does. I love it out there. Nice mix of mountains and not overcrowded. And if you want, there's anything you can imagine in the city of Denver, 40 minutes away. So really like the area. Check me out there if you're going to be in Blackhawk. I know it's real busy out there during March Madness. If you're going to be there, happy to meet up. Happy to have a drink if you're old enough. Well, you can't be in the casino if you're not old enough out there. So if you're in the casino, I'll buy you a drink. Yeah, so I'll get official dates on that. I plan on recording every day and then maybe traveling hopefully on the weekend so that way I don't have to miss a show, but nothing set in stone there. Probably just a quick fly out, fly back for me. With that being said, let's get into today. First game on my slate is Atlanta, Washington. Market on this looks to be about 2.5 with a total of 237.5. I have this game as a pick'em and total of 230. So I see a little bit of value in the under, and I see a little value in Washington. I know Monte Morris is out for Washington, but when I ran the model, 115 is what I got, minus plus or minus a couple decimal points. I think it was actually 15.54 for Atlanta, 15.38 for Washington. So Atlanta was slightly favored, but I had it at basically a pick 'em, and we can get a plus 3.5. So leaning hard into shout out, no free shout out. Leaning hard into Washington plus 3.5. What do we got next? Oh, in that game, I like two. Let me mute this. Spank, I was just trying to get free publicity. I like Trey's under 26.5 minus 114. Gave this out about 10 minutes before the show. So today there shouldn't be any lost value. Dub Club link is in bio. Free till April 1st. So you still got about a good 2 weeks free. And I think what I'm going to do after April 1st is sooner rather than later, actually. I'm going to try to just adjust that to where it's a 30-day rolling period. So if you sign up, you got it for 30 days. So I have Trey under 26.5 with a model projection of 22.5, 22.5. And then DeJounte Murray over 19.5 with a model projection between 22 and 22.6. Kind of have two different ways that I something. So this is the scenario in both of these. Both models like it. I like it. So we're going to play both of these. Next game I have on my radar is Cleveland, Miami. I have this 109.5, 107, so a 2.5 point spread. And I'm a little high on the total. I'm at like 216.5. It's around 215. You can get between 214 and 215.5 in the market. So a 214.5 over is tempting, although I'm not going to touch it. I do have two plays on this, and then I'm going to give you two players' numbers, and you can do with that as you please. First, I'll give you the numbers. I've got Bam at 20.8. I think his total was 20.5, but I know you might want to have that in a parlay piece. So I have him at 28.5 and Jimmy at 22.5. Just to give you my projection numbers if you do want to add those guys to a parlay. And then the two plays we're going to take, first being Donovan Mitchell. What? What? Las Vegas, you know that's a sports book too. Um, let me turn this volume off so they don't interrupt us again. All right. What was I just speaking of? Oh, I want to take Donovan Mitchell over 26 and over 25.5 minus 120. My model projection for Donovan tonight is 30 points. He's been on a tear lately. I know Miami's got a better defense, but I like Donovan in this spot. We've been all over the place with him because he's been all over the place. We've had streaks of overs, we've had streaks of unders, and I feel like now is going to be one of those times where the last 10 to 15 games of the season, I think his groin injury's healed, and I expect him to go on a tear as he started the year. So I like this as a low buy spot at 25.5. And then also in this game, we're going to go Evan Mobley over 15.5. This was pretty widely available. I took it at DraftKings for the best odds, minus 115. There was 120s, 125s, 130s out there. So shop around. Don't just take it at the first book you see it. If you're on Prize Picks or Underdog, you can get this at 15.5, and I love that number. Gone over this in 1 of 2 against Miami, and then the one time he didn't, he had 15 points. So he's getting good looks. He's getting a lot of looks against Miami, and he's been playing well of late, and I expect him to carry that over into this game. So I like two plays in that one. Evan Mobley over and Donovan over. All right, next we have Dallas and New Orleans. I have this game 117, 115, Dallas -2, over under 232. I'm a little low compared to the market. The market opened at 233-ish and ticked up just a little bit. So I'm right around where market is, but a little low if you were looking to maybe play it under. If you wanted some extra, I wouldn't take my numbers and run with it, but if you were leaning under and heard this, maybe that would be a reason to go. The play I'm looking at in this one's going to be Kyrie Irving over 29.5 points, minus 125 is what I got it at. If you have to go 27.5, I think that's fine, because my model projection for him tonight is 29.5. I think he's gone over this number in 4 or 6 played with Dallas, and New Orleans has a relatively bad defense, especially on the perimeter, so I like Kyrie in this matchup to go off. I'll give you another one in this one. I had Luka at 33.2, so I think there was some 31.5. So if you're leaning over 30 plus, I do have him at 33. Just not going to be releasing it as a play. I don't have anything on the Portland-Boston game. I'm going to briefly go over it. Like I said, I'm not going to go over the Oklahoma City game at all. But this game I'll briefly go over. I've got 111, 119 as the total. I had Dame at 36 points, Tatum at 30, and Jaylen Brown about 26.5 if you wanted to do something with those 3 players. That being said, all those numbers are right around market, I believe. Dame was 36.5, Tatum 29.5, and Jaylen 26.5, I believe. So I didn't find any value personally in any of those plays, although I could see a 25-25-10 parlay or 25-25-20 parlay maybe being something fun to run later in the day. Next game we have is Chicago at Denver. I've got Denver as an 8-point favorite, and the market has them as a 9-point favorite. So right around where the market is in terms of that. However, where I do find a little bit of a discrepancy is the total in this game. I would put this at, like I said, I think I may have said 112, 120. Denver averages about 121, 122 points a game at home. And I don't think that Chicago is going to be able to stall that. So I expect Denver to play to their normal capabilities at home and then to probably win this game by 7 to 9 points. That's how I got to this number. Well, that's not the only way I got to this number, but that's kind of how I see the game script going, at least. So, I think the total is a little low in this. The total opened 229 and has come down. Michael Porter Jr. is probable. I don't understand why it's come down. Do I want to turn this into a play? This is a 9 o'clock game, so I'm not going to release it on stream, but keep an eye out on Twitter for later. So, because there might be, sounds like two possible additions to the night slate. So, without a play there, we still have Zach LaVine over 25.5. We got this. What did we get this at? -111. That was right. Canby Books had this at -111. It was 110 when I first saw it at FanDuel. They moved a little bit, which made me like it even more. So I like Zach LaVine over 25.5. Model projection for him here is 28. He's really stepped it up in about since the All-Star break, maybe a little before. We know DeRozan was dealing with some thigh soreness, and he's really kind of overtaken as the main scorer on that team. Aaron Gordon over 13.5 -117. I remember this was at Caesars. If you have to play the 14.5, I still like it. There was only a couple 13.5s out there. I like the 14.5 because I had a model projection of just under 17, 16.9. So 14.5 still playable. And then my last play in this game was Michael Porter Jr. over 17.5 points minus even money. That's right. Everybody that I saw was 17.5. So shop around for the best value. I saw anywhere from even money to -120. So get the best value on this one. And then one more game on the slate, Toronto at LA Clippers. Nothing on this yet. 6 games with Russell Westbrook, maybe 7. So I'm trying to decipher a little deeper on if I really want to play this or not. I'm leaning into Paul George's over with a model projection of 25. I believe market's currently at 22.5. So I do like the over 22.5 in Paul George, but I just don't have enough confidence to play that yet. My numbers for this game are Clippers -3 with a total of 228. So I'm slightly under market on the total at around 230, 229.5. Opened at 229. So really the total barely has moved, gone up slightly. I like the under, but not enough to play it. The -3, the market's currently -2.5. I don't think there's value in the +3. So no official plays in that game yet, although maybe a Paul George play later in the day. Link in bio for the Dub Club to get those texted right to you completely free. Yeah, that's about all. I hope that you guys like the addition of sides and totals and what I'm looking for there. I think it'll give you a better idea of how I see the board and how I come up with my plays. I think you'll notice over time if I believe a game is going to go over, we play more overs and vice versa. So I hope this is a good addition. I'd love any feedback. DMs are open all the time. Let me know what you think. You got anything to add to this one? That's about it. We did cash the one college play today, and I'm going to go ahead and release a play here. I'm going to tweet it out in maybe a half hour to an hour. Game starts in an hour. I'm going to wait about 20 minutes to tweet this out so y'all get the value. I am going to release it on Dub Club right now as well, so you're getting the same value as Dub Club, link in bio, but I'm not going to release this play to the public until right before tip-off. WVU money line, and I'm going to go find you the best. I'll find you both the best number and fair number. What's today, the 8th? West Virginia plays at 7 o'clock. I want to see money line. 165 circa Las Vegas, 170s offshore, 175 DraftKings, 170 U wager, 180 PointsBet, 175 Monarch Blackhawk. Shout outs. I'll be out there in a couple week or so. 175 is the fair price to release this at, I think. If you're in Vegas, you can get a 165. If you're in Vegas for the tournament, I guarantee you should watch the game at Circa. You're going to have the best experience there. That's not even a paid endorsement. That's just how I feel. So that's it. NCAA play will come out later. If you didn't already, Make sure you get the notifications on Twitter. You would have got Colorado State Moneyline Parlay plus 185. Cash it. We did hedge out live, but we still are up a unit and a half before the NBA day even starts. I just want to say a special shout out to everybody that tunes in. Had shows from 25 to 100. Appreciate you. Appreciates the ones that are checking in regularly. That's all from me today. Back tomorrow, hopefully around the same time. Good luck tonight, guys. Let's cash some tickets.